Welcome back to our journey through the fascinating world of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime's light novel. Let's continue from the last part, where we left.
Several months had passed since the summit and Guy's unexpected visit. Time had flown by quickly. Already a year had gone by since Rimuru became a demon lord. Reflecting on the past year, Rimuru recalled the events like the Walpurgis meeting, the duel against Hinata, and the Founders' Festival. Even after the Second Tempest Resurrection Festival, which was quieter than the first, the Empire remained inactive. However, reports from Soai and Moss indicated an increase in supplies near the Empire's borders, suggesting an impending war. To prepare for potential conflict, stricter entry checks were enforced for visitors to Tempest, allowing only adventurers, merchants with proper identification, or those with legitimate referrals. This was not only to prevent spies but also to manage the diverse visitors with different behaviors and origins. Rimuru acknowledged the challenge of maintaining order, especially with the town's diverse population, emphasizing the difficulty in controlling every individual's actions despite the protective barrier over the town. After discussing with Gazelle, they decided to follow the Dwarven Kingdom's lead. Anyone seeking entry into Tempest had to first learn the basic rules and regulations. For those wanting to relocate, they required formal schooling at a designated site to learn a trade or skill before receiving an entry permit. Cheyenne's troops were tasked with maintaining order during the intake process, ensuring violent individuals were dealt with appropriately. This system not only helped prevent Imperial spies but also controlled the influx of destitute individuals into town. Different lodging options were available based on affordability, ranging from basic accommodations to luxurious facilities, with prices varying accordingly. Rimuru emphasized the importance of paying for services, regardless of the traveler's desires, ensuring fairness for all visitors. Their goal was to serve people from all walks of life by providing services that everyone could enjoy. They worked hard on making a good impression, offering fancy rooms to busy traders and dungeon adventurers who made it past the 10th level. This approach made many people happy, especially those who liked to eat at these places, even though a meal could cost as much as 10 silver coins. This might sound expensive when the simplest room costs 3 silver coins, but some folks didn't mind paying more for a treat, especially after earning quick cash in the dungeon. The owners wanted to give these people a place to enjoy what they've earned. Reaching floor 10 in the dungeon usually meant you were a skilled adventurer ranked C+ or higher, capable of defeating a B-rank black spider when part of a group. Doing so solo would elevate your rank to at least a B. These achievements were akin to being knighted in smaller kingdoms, as a B rank from the guild opened doors to employment opportunities across various countries. Recognizing individuals for their prowess encouraged them to behave more responsibly, and typically, B rank adventurers had a decent amount of wealth. While some adventurer groups might face financial difficulties, such cases were rare. Additionally, the upper-class district was heavily fortified, with strict consequences for troublemakers. Once expelled, re-entry was impossible. This deterrent effectively prevented crime, contributing to the city's clean reputation. Meanwhile, merchants were eager to access Tempest, seeking its renowned weapons and crafts to sell. Many found success in their endeavors, leading to increased demand for upscale lodging without the need for complimentary stays. They sold battle gear crafted by Kurob's apprentices and items made by Dolds, all of excellent quality and well-regarded. Merchants also bought unique equipment found in dungeon treasure chests, though there was some concern about dangerous items. They ensured that only safe items were made available to the public. These goods were then distributed across the continent, bolstering their nation's reputation. Despite the impending war, they prioritized this trade to maintain a sense of normalcy. While remaining vigilant, they refused to live in fear and focused on progress and growth. The capital was growing steadily, along with their international transportation network. With Momiji and the Tengu tribe's support secured through Benimaru's negotiations, they had completed a mountain tunnel and were close to finishing paving work on the highway to Thalion. Archduke Erald's laborers were handling the highway construction, ensuring a direct route between Tempest and Thalion. Construction of a railroad to the Kingdom of Farminus was underway, with sections already complete to Inglesia and the Dwarven Kingdom. A lodging town was established along the route, providing a convenient rest stop for travelers. They utilized nearby monsters to build the town and aimed to develop it into a major city and terminal hub in the future. The highway to Eurazania was now fully widened and mostly navigable, though some parts were still unpaved. Merchants had been asking for the paving to be completed to improve travel comfort. Despite this, The route was much safer and more convenient than before, with lights illuminating the road at night and magical generators keeping hostile monsters away. Within a year, a comprehensive transportation network had been established. Practical testing of Magitrains to the Dwarven Kingdom and Inglesia had begun, with the trains maintaining an average speed of around 30 miles per hour and carrying a large amount of cargo. This innovation was set to revolutionize logistics in the world. With the new Magitrains, food could be shipped fresh, changing the way we eat and helping when food is scarce. This showed how important planning and moving goods are for a country's power. At the same time, they carefully planned how the Magitrains would run, thinking about how long trips would take and how to keep everyone safe. The journey from Tempest to Dworgen is 620 miles and takes about 21 hours at 30 miles per hour. Inglesia is closer, just 180 miles away, so it takes 6 hours to get there. They made sure to include extra time for safety because Magitrains are still new. As they started testing, they went slow and only during the day to make sure everything was safe and worked well. Currently, there were 20 trains running, each with 6 cars, 2 for cargo and 3 for passengers. The passenger cars had 80 seats but could fit up to 150 people, although they decided not to max out for comfort reasons. They aimed for about 80% capacity, which meant over 200 passengers per trip. As for the ticket prices, they left that to their friend Molly to figure out. They anticipated expanding operations soon, increasing capacity and speed to make travel even more convenient. They envisioned running 10-car trains at 60 miles per hour, which seemed achievable and not just a dream. Reflecting on the year's accomplishments, Rimuru felt proud of the progress made, believing it would bring excitement and benefits worldwide. However, the looming threat from the Eastern Empire dampened his spirits. Considering a bold move, he contemplated teaming up with Veldora to declare war on the Empire. While aware of potential consequences, he saw attacking as easier than defending. The Empire's aggression toward them left Rimuru feeling stressed and pressured, unsure of the best course of action. Was it even possible for them to directly invade the West? There was no sea route due to the threat of giant sea monsters, making sea battles too risky for knights. Even with a fleet of warships, the voyage wasn't guaranteed to be safe. Moreover, landing soldiers in Farminus would face strong opposition from Yom's forces, making it hard to establish a beachhead for reinforcements. Advancing through northern Inglesia wasn't a viable option either, as demons and other belligerents frequently battled there, leaving invaders vulnerable. This left the Empire with 2 land-based options: traversing the Dwarven Kingdom or the Dragon's Nest within the Qanat Mountains. The idea of marching through the Dragon's Nest was immediately dismissed due to its extreme danger. Crossing treacherous peaks inhabited by powerful dragons was deemed suicidal. Even the most foolish leader wouldn't consider such a route. As for the Dwarven Kingdom route, Hinata's investigation suggested it was technically feasible, but Gazelle's opposition made it unlikely. Dworgen, designed like a fortress, boasted a formidable defense and a well-trained army. Gazelle concentrated his forces at key entry points, particularly the dangerous east portal bordering the Empire. With Gazelle overseeing Dworgen's defense, the situation seemed manageable for Tempest. To sum it up, the Empire's best shot was to go through the Forest of Jura, but it wasn't going to be easy. They could try to trick Veldora by sending a fake army, but they couldn't take him on face-to-face. There were 3 ways to move troops through the forest, but the one near the Dwarven Kingdom was probably too dangerous for the Empire, so they'd likely choose one of the other 2. Guessing what they'd do next was tough. They might send small groups of fighters or more fake armies. It was hard to watch every path because they didn't have enough people, and not keeping up with the Empire's plans could cause big problems. That's why it was so important for Tempest to stay alert, even though they didn't know exactly what the Empire would do next. Rimuru is confused by the conversation and decides to stay out of it because it's not something they know much about. When Shan brings tea, Benimaru is a bit nervous about her cooking but still says thanks for the tea. He talks with Rimuru about how they want peace but are also ready to fight if they have to. At the same time, Diablo is trying to keep the peace between Ultima and Carrera, who are always arguing over small things. Yesterday there was trouble over a criminal transport, and before that, they argued about handling a suspect. Their disputes ranged from food choices to shopping for clothes, escalating into intense conflicts resembling street fights. Only Diablo could intervene effectively, sending his underling Venom would only lead to defeat. While no bystanders were harmed, their fights had gained notoriety, with people even betting on the outcomes. Rimuru couldn't tolerate this ongoing chaos.
That's it for today, guys, and thanks for watching the video. Stay tuned for next chapter. Until then, goodbye.